Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Krownknowledge Radio. This is Jordana Raffia, and just wanted to say hello, YouTube. I haven't been on in a while. Just wanted to come on for just a second to give a little extended version of what I just did over on TikTok regarding mental health and specifically Wendy Williams. And at the same time, I'm kind of checking out some stuff over here. As you guys can see by I guess whichever way it is. Shout out to the people that can read my sign backwards. I got it propped up on a box right now, but so I'm working on it. Working on the sound, the system, the setup, the ambiance, the environment. We'll get it together. But right now, I just thought it was important to come on the air to talk a little bit about Wendy Williams and what her situation is currently. And, like I said, I did a TikTok, Krownknowledge over a TikTok, and I was listening to the Jason Lee show, and shout out to Jason Lee and shout out to Lunell and TMZ, the people that did reach out to Wendy Williams. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about, mental health and how it's actually being weaponized right now. And what do I mean by weaponized? Like anybody can be labeled as mentally ill, crazy, you outside your mind. There's something wrong with fam. Like I'm just glad that there was somebody that thought enough to, go and check on fam real quick to see, people that knew her, people that actually talked to her, people that actually spoke with her. They worked with her. They spent countless hours with her, and they were able to let people know, hey, I know Wendy, and something's not right here. So shout out to them. It's something to be said. As I said over on TikTok, there are people right now that are locked up pretty much, stopped, blocked, whatever the case may be, based on what somebody said. They took somebody's word. I don't know how she was eventually diagnosed as having a mental health issue, and needed to the point where she actually needed conservatorship, and who made that determination on her behalf. Like, it's just, to me, it doesn't even feel right. And I think, Lunell and Jason Lee and everybody else is like, something's not right. So at least somebody has sense enough to check on her and say, "Hey, I let me call her because I know her. I know her. I spoke to her. I talked to her. I know how she is. I know her mannerisms. I know the Wendy Williams I used to know compared to the Wendy Williams that was going through what we saw in the documentary. We all saw that, but somebody had sense enough to go and see for themselves and not take anybody's word for it. Nobody, and I've said this before in other shows, nobody's just going to walk up to me and tell me something about my family member and I didn't check their receipts. Just, that's weird. So, shout out to them, shout out to her family, the ones that are looking out for her. I don't know, if they have a leg to stand on. I mean, once they put stuff through the court system, like nobody knows what could actually happen to her. And I think that's strange. I think it's strange. I think it's weird. Um, so it struck me the way people can just label you and you end up in a system that now has you labeled as somehow mentally incapacitated based on, I don't even know. I think you would have to have a history of some sort of this type of behavior. Nowadays, everybody's got a phone, everybody's got a camera, everybody's got a recording of something that's showing a history of you being, even there are people that are even misdiagnosed as being bipolar. And I get that it may be a thing, but there are people who are locked up. There are people who are in the ground right now because they had mental health issues and nobody bothered to check. Nobody. Like nobody bothered to check on fam. Nobody. So there are people in facilities. There are people in hospitals right now. There are people that are, excuse me, probably medicated, DRUG'd out of their mind. And they don't have a voice to tell someone, hey, it's not what you think. It's not always just that cut and dry. And then there are situations like this where this woman is telling people, look, I don't have my freedom. Something is not right. Like I am Wendy Williams and I'm walking around with a $1,000 wallet, a $2,000, $3,000 wallet with $15 in it. And I don't get it. But like I said, I am hoping and praying. I don't know the whole story. Don't come for me. I'm not saying that it's one way or it's not. I'm saying that I hope. And like I said, from what I can see, people are giving proof. TMZ gave proof. They talked to her. Jason Lee gave proof. He talked to her. He went to her. He spent time with her. Lunel got her on the phone and she's planning on going. I mean, this is I mean, it is what it is. Lunel got on her little podcast and and said, look, I talked to this woman. I know her. I don't hung out with her. I see her. I know what she's like and what she's not like. Wendy Williams always been off the hook. And to me, she's still Wendy. So you can't have people just walking up to you willy-nilly and just saying, hey, I heard your fam was like this. She's crazy. Let's lock her up. let's lock her up and take her shit. Like, that's weird. That is weird. So I just wanted to come on and let anybody, the people that I've mentioned and any of her family that have access to her, that they would at least check on her to see what's going on with my family, what's going on with her. And the people that have made a dime off of her, a dime, a penny off of her, should be the first ones to step up. The people that she's helped in some kind of way, in Wendy Williams' way, whatever that is, those should be the first people to come and say, hey, let me go check on fam. And the reason why, it struck a chord because it very well could be me based on the situation that you guys are already familiar with and the situation that I'm going through. It's easily done. If people can do enough shit to you and do enough shady stuff and I'm trying not to cuss. I really am trying not to cuss. YouTube, TikTok. I'm trying not to cuss. But people will do the most heinous and underhanded shit for $1 just to get a payday off your back. That's weird. There is no limit to the BS. There's no limit. There's no limit to the foul, messed up, jacked up crap that people will do just to get $1 off your back. That's weird. That is the most. I don't know. I guess it's the energy that we're in right now. Um, I'm gonna get mine and F yours. I guess. I guess that's what we're looking at right now. Whatever I have to do to make everybody that I can get my hands on think that you crazy. If I have to pay somebody, if I gotta pay somebody to come to your house, your family, your area, your circle, wherever you are, whatever I got to do, that's what I'm gonna do to try to make people think so that I can get what I need. Damn what you need. You yeah. I don't understand that, but that's the is that the environment right now? Is that where we're living at as human beings on the planet right now? I mean, I get people say, okay, well, Wendy was like this and she was like that. So what? It's a whole lot of hateful, underhanded. I speak my truth, and I wasn't even speaking on the stuff that Wendy was speaking on. And you gonna come for me because I'm telling the truth? There is nothing on this planet that she did. If she told the truth, and now y'all seeing that she's telling the truth. But I get it. People are weaponizing the truth now. Everything's being weaponized. Sex, your children, just everything is a weapon now. Your mental health is on the line. Everything now is suspect. You can use anything against someone now to bring them down. It don't even have to be a pew pew anymore. It don't even have to be that. You can just walk up to somebody, tell a lie, laugh about it, ha ha ha, and next thing you know, you in a Wendy Williams situation. Whether you got money or not. Am I comparing my situation to hers? No. But can it potentially become a twisted situation real quick for anybody? Like I said, there are people right now that are in facilities and situations and hospitals and on medications that they don't need to be on because of something that somebody said, period. Sometimes it's the people closest to you that you don't even know. It's funny how you FAFO. it really is. It's really funny that the people that's closest to you are the ones will be the first ones. I hate to say that, who would be the first one to take $1, $2, $12, 20,000. I'll give you I'll give you this amount of money. If you can run fam in the ground, just run them in the ground. Run them in the ground. You get a payday, I get a payday, and let the chips fall where they may. Because that's where we are. That's the environment we're in right now. So my heart is really, I'm feeling for this woman because I see firsthand. I see firsthand knowledge of how word, and this isn't even really word about, like this woman went to a court. If I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and listen to Jason Lee's podcast, but I do believe he said that this woman did this. He gave her a big old FU on his podcast because that's crazy. This woman ain't even family. But I think this is the environment that we're in. We have to be very careful. Um, you get yourself in situations, and what I started to say earlier was, people are saying, Wendy was like this back in the day. Everybody know how Wendy Williams was. They know what she said. They know when they stepped to her and did an interview, They pretty much knew what to expect. She let it be known. Um, but does that mean this is what she deserved? I don't know. Everybody gets their karma. I can't say yes or no. All I'm saying is that everybody, nobody misses karma. Nobody. I don't care who you are. I get mine. Grandmama, nana, whatever you've done to anybody in back in the day or current day. Nobody misses karma. Nobody. What goes around comes around. That is the law. That is a universal law. Whatever you put out there, you damn sure will get back. I promise you that. So people get that. We get that. But then, okay, that's not enough. And unfortunately, a lot of people feel that way. I hear you, God, but I can take care of this person better than you can. So now you fighting God. Now you fighting God for putting a hand on someone's life to say, no matter what you go through, your light's always going to shine. And somebody's like, I can't live with that. I can't live with this person's light always shining. Even if my light is shining, we can't shine at the same time. It ain't enough room for two lights. That is, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all could, yeah, I don't want to get taken off. Well, I'm already blocked on YouTube, so I will be doing my best to share this video. But I can't, yeah, this light and that light can't exist in the same. But why? But this woman went a step further and had this woman declared to the point where there's nothing her, they have to go to court now. They have to get attorneys now to fight this. They have to go find legal representation to get their family their freedom back from a stranger? From a stranger. I have to go and find an attorney now that will say, we'll have this day in court to determine my mental capability to be able to, and as I was saying before, maybe it was to the point where, yeah, maybe she needed some help. Maybe she needed some in-home help. Maybe she needed someone to, I mean, she had drivers. She had drivers, she had assistants, she had her son. He was right there. I did see that part of it. And then she had other people. But then let's back up because you have to understand there was other stuff that she was going through that also played out in the public. So this woman was going through some things. And just maybe she needed a helping hand, but to be pretty much lightweight incarcerated, like when she just needed some help and somebody to listen to what she was going through. And it's Wendy Williams. So like I said, it's a case by case situation, but there are countless numbers of people who have fallen under this type of label of mental incapacitation. You're just because somebody said it. And I can only imagine the mental health issues of the people who were, lost their life at the hands of whomever, however, based on I, don't- all I'm doing is my job. People hide behind that, or I didn't know, or well, I was just trying to whatever your job was that you were trying to do, but nobody stopped to say this person could have a mental illness. Now I know a lot of the time the punishment fits the crime, and I get that. In a case where especially when it involves children, I don't think there's no room I don't think there's any room at all when children have no voice. That part. Or anything else. So I get that part. And the people that kind of perpetrate those kind of things, they're sick to begin with, off jump. They're We already know there's a mental health issue, but this is a child. So for you to even look at a child crooked as a grown person, we already know there's something wrong with you mentally. Like, yeah, if you can't look at a child and conduct yourself accordingly, you don't have any control over that part of yourself or that side of yourself, male, female, whatever. It don't matter. It's mentally something wrong with you. Period. Hands down. Um, but again, I just wanted to say shout out to Lunel, shout out to Jason Lee, shout out to TMZ Harvey Levin. That at least she had somebody that came to her and said, "Hey, let me put you on the air. Let people want to hear from you. They want to talk to you," as opposed to they want to push her in the corner, turn off the lights, lock the door, shut up, be quiet, don't say nothing. It was probably family members that told her, you know what, people gonna think you crazy if you start talking and telling your story. This is what's gonna happen to you. Somebody's gonna look at you and think there's something wrong with you. I can attest to that. And the court system that deemed her so, what type of testing did they do? Did they speak to any family members? Did they allow her to speak to family members? And again, don't come for me because I saw the documentary like way back. I guess it was last year before last. I saw it. And I saw what she was going through. And I see that there were some substances involved or whatever. But at the same time, okay, let's get past that and find out. We know that woman's story. We know what she went through. We get it. We understand. But at the same time, hey, let's check on fam. Let's check on fam. Let's see, is it something we could do? Is it, what's real and what's not real? What's out there and what's not out there? Is this possible? Absolutely. Can there be some underlying issues? Absolutely. Could this be something that her family wasn't used to hearing or never heard of? Absolutely. It's funny how we can look at movies and we can make all types of comments about movies and things that happen in the movies because it's on screen. But when that stuff hits home and it comes to your real life, oh, I don't believe them. I don't believe them. They lying. They telling you there's something wrong with fam. She making that up. He making that up. Ain't no way. And that's it, point blank, period. Because when people are dealing with an issue that is beyond their control and they try to express that to family, the more family does not believe you, the more you put that person's life in danger. Let me say that again. The more you disbelieve a person that is going through something, whatever it is that they're going through, the more you keep piling on based on I don't know what. Maybe this is a family member you got a problem with. And you might say, you know what, just like they said about Wendy, you know what, that's what he get. That's what she get. Because you know what? It's always been so we got our issues. I ain't gonna go through it. We got our issues. So the more you say that, the more you disconnect, the more they can disconnect you from your family, the more you put that family member's life in danger. Trigger warning. Sorry, y'all, YouTube. But so once again, let me say shout out to Wendy. I hope her situation works out. I hope she has family in her corner. I hope she has some authorities in her corner. Someone of authority that can step out and say, hey, we're going to look into this issue and find out what's really happening. Shout out to Jason Lee. Shout out to Lunel. Shout out to TMZ and the people that really went to bat for her. And I hope she gets out and gets to be who she needs to be. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to Crown Knowledge. I'll see you guys again real soon.